everybody, welcome back to our channel. I'm Taylor.
I'm Blanca, and today is Wicked Wine Wednesdays,
where we talk about true crime and sample wines.
Today we'll be discussing the Jenny Jones case.
So if you like wine and true crime, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So before we dive in, I just want to remind you guys that we will be talking about the wines that we tried at the end of the video. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned until then. And we will be posting a video every other Wednesday. So about that. Sorry we've left you guys kind of hanging, but COVID hit my family kind of hard and everybody ended up getting COVID and it was a huge thing. And one of my family members is still struggling with it. So it's been difficult. So we're back now though, and we're gonna get back on top of it, and I hope you guys are still trucking along with us. But welcome back, guys.
Seriously, guys, wear your masks.
Yeah, wear your masks or get vaccinated. That's your choice, but you know, do what you can. Yes.
And if you got any symptoms, stay home.
Yes, stay home. So let's dive in. So a little background for people that don't know, but in the 90s, daytime talk shows and shows like that were a huge thing. I don't know if like Maury still exists. I don't know if he's still doing episodes, but if you know about Maury, it was like that and like Dr. Phil and everything. But there was a show in the 90s called The Jenny Jones Show, and they had weird like segments, I don't even know, like, but they would bring people on and showcase these people, and it was just like kind of playing out these people in a bad light in a way. But they had done a segment about, I think it was something about revealing secret admirers, and they would bring people on, and the person that they were bringing on had no idea who their secret admirer was, and it would get revealed on the show. So that's kind of what happened in this case. And it started with a man named Scott. And Scott, he lived in Michigan, and when he grew up, his parents got divorced, and he ended up joining the army, and he got out with an honorable discharge. And yeah, he kind of was just a normal guy, but he was out as a gay man. And I think his family accepted it. I didn't read anything about his family giving him any problems or anything like that. So he was open and comfortable with who he was.
Because he was so comfortable and open, he decided to go on the show to let his crush know how he felt. Now, his crush was a man named Jonathan Schmitz. Now, Jonathan had a roommate that was a female and was actually friends with Scott. So now Scott went over to go visit with the female friend and saw Jonathan there working underneath a car, decided that he was just so attractive working underneath that car, and just kept thinking about him, wanting to be with him. And the more and more he felt those feelings, that's kind of what pushed him to go forth on this show, because might as well make a, I guess, what is it? A grand gesture of like his affections to this man, hoping it would kind of win him over. It's not how it ends up playing out though.
When Jonathan got the call to go onto the show, he decided to take it because they told him that the admirer could be either a male or female. And from what he has stated, he thought that it was going to be his ex-fiancée that he was engaged to for a while. And he thought that it would be her trying to get back with him. So he thought, sure, I'll entertain it. But he goes onto the show and it ends up being Scott. And the show was never aired because of what happened. So there's not really like any footage from it. But when he finds out it was Scott on the show, he like plays it off like it's not that big of a deal. But I guess he was actually very upset about it and embarrassed, I guess you could say. And he was just not happy that it ended up being this man. And it's just weird because it's like they told you it was going to be a male or female, so why are you so upset?
Exactly. That's why I'm just like, why?
You entertained it. you entertained it. Entertained it. You entertained it.
He
So, like,
easily could have just been like, no. Like,
I'm not gay.
sorry,
That's simple.
you thought it was your ex-fiance.
Mhm.
Like, you could have just let the guy down easily.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you were really upset, I mean, at least he could have like punched the dude and like,
yeah,
you know, like told him to like F off. But like,
he took it to the extremes.
Also, not that I'm like condoning like punching people or like anything like that, but I'm just saying, out of all the things that he could have done, like punching him and telling him to F off would have been like the worst thing possible.
Yeah.
Well, not the worst thing, because obviously what he did is the worst thing possible.
But like the best acceptable.
The best of the worst acceptable.
Something.
Like, I don't know. Like, there's just so many ways to let a person down besides killing them. But apparently, after all these cases that we keep covering, nobody wins.
I guess not.
Now, 3 days after the taping, Schmitz had gone out to a bar, and obviously we all know what happens when we go to a bar. You drink a few, you come home, you're a little drunk. What happens?
Yeah.
Now, when he came home, he found a note from Scott that was more suggestive to sexual things, which really irked Jonathan for some reason, like irked him so badly. He immediately left his house in his drunken state of mind, went and bought a gun, and then went over to Scott's house. Now, he had an altercation with Scott. What was actually said between them, nobody really knows. All that is really known is that Jonathan walked out of Scott's house to his car, grabbed the gun he just bought, shot Scott twice in the chest, killing him, and then, you know, is like, let me call 911 and just confess to killing somebody. So, I mean, at least he called 911 and confessed, and it wasn't like a lot of other people that just like to pretend they didn't do it, and it was a masked man that made them do it.
Yeah, which, okay, since we're gonna get later into the trial and everything, he called and confessed. That's all. That's all you need. That's all you need. You should get convicted of murder and sentenced to life. That's that. There shouldn't be any problem there. But that's not how it played out. It ended up going to trial. Obviously, he was arrested. And I'm not sure what they charged him with when he first got arrested, but his lawyers tried to say that he was manic depressive and that when he had been out drinking all night and hadn't slept or anything like that, and so he was just manic and like wasn't in the right state of mind, and that's why he shot him. But it's not funny because this is ridiculous, but funny enough, weird enough, which is so weird that it's even a thing. It's still a thing, not in the whole United States, but it's still a thing that happens till this day. But there is a thing called gay panic defense, and it's basically a law that protects people from killing gay people, and it's supposed to be a thing that a gay person had just came onto you the wrong way and you felt like your life was in danger, or I don't know.
Again, punch them. F you. Run off in the other direction.
Yeah, just something.
But let them down easy.
To think that there is a law that is protecting
that's
this
just stupid.
From happening. Like, they're letting this happen because people are scared of gay people, and if you kill them, there is this law that protects you called gay panic defense, which is the most stupidest name, first of all. Second of all, why is it even a thing? I don't understand. So his lawyers tried to play that whole card and pulled it all, and back then it was all still legal, but I guess the court didn't go for it, and they ended up charging him. Yeah, they ended up charging him with 25 to 50 years, which should have happened, but we'll go on to how it wasn't. But he put in multiple appeals trying to appeal this case and get his freedom after killing this man, And I think about 2-3 times he was found guilty again for the same counts and was still sentenced to 25 to 50 years. But there was one where he ended up getting it lowered to 25 years. And they charged him with second-degree murder. So it wasn't 50 years anymore, it was 25 years. And he served those 25 years, and then in 2017 he got out. And just...
His defense for trial sounds like a really bad, like, excuse for, like, cheating on your girlfriend. I was just really drunk, babe. Like...
Yeah, or I don't know. I feared that you were gonna leave me, so I had to do it first. Like...
And then it's like, all he did was find a note. Like, obviously, like, he knew that his roommate was friends with him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he could have just made, like, some boundaries, some space. Again, told him, like, hey, not into you that way. Like, please, like, refrain. Like, I don't know. Again, punched him. F you. Walked off. Called it a day. Did he deserve to die? Definitely not.
Of course not. Like, he wanted to know if this guy he had a crush on was gay, and then he ended up getting killed for it, which is totally uncalled for. And I guess, like, the note would have upset me too. From what I've read, the note said if you really want, like, a good time or whatever, I have the tool that can, like, make it happen. Basically, you know, talking about his thing.
Okay.
But
so just some stupid guy coming on with some cheesy pickup
literally
line
it's just a cheesy
that
pickup line.
literally he probably would have used on, like, some female later down the line at a freaking bar.
I know, right?
Like,
he should have been like, "Oh, this is funny. Like, let me go
I'm gonna save this one for later. Let me put that in my little
But instead, he wants to be an asshole and kill this guy, and rightfully enough, his Scott's family ended up going for the Jenny Jones show, and the producers and Warner Brothers, I think, was the one that owned the Jenny Jones show, and they ended up the jury wanted to award them $29 million, and Warner Brothers were like, no, we're not gonna let that happen. Warner Brothers defense ended up coming back and saying that, like, this is preposterous, and ended up doing whatever they could, because, I mean, Warner Brothers had money and they were gonna take it as far as they could, and they kind of just shut Scott's family out, and they ended up getting nothing. And, you know, they just want, it's not that they wanted the money, but they wanted somebody to take responsibility for what happened.
The blame for, yeah.
And I guess Jenny Jones ended up coming on saying, like, I had no idea that, like, I didn't know what the show was even about. I didn't make anybody do anything. Because, like, that's the thing with these shows, is, like, they'll pay you to, like, act outlandish, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And so that's how they get their views, is they pay these people to act a different way.
And all crazy.
Yeah, and they try to put it on Jenny Jones, and I guess, like, she's the host. Like, she doesn't know what's going on. The producers are the ones doing everything. But at the same time, like, she should also be held accountable. Like, she was there too. But I think it's also pretty cool that they didn't air it like that.
Yeah, I think that is a good thing that they didn't air it, so there is no actual ever. But then at the same time, like, I guess I would want to see it too, because I'm so confused. Like, if he played it off, like, during the taping, like, oh, whatever, you know, like, again, why would getting that note, like, make you that angry? Like, why couldn't you just let him down? Let him down.
Yeah,
like, just let him down. Like,
if you could play it off in front of cameras, you could play it off in real life. Like,
yeah, like, how hard would it have been to just been like, again, sorry, not interested. Please don't make this weird or uncomfortable.
Yeah,
like,
and that's the thing. It's not like there was multiple accounts of Scott, like, pushing Jonathan. Like, it was that one note, because this was all, like, 3 days after the show had been filmed,
and he probably never got, like, an answer from him. And I'm sure, like, during the filming, it probably, if you played it off,
he probably
you played it off
sure.
as, like, a joke, so he was confused. So he was just probably trying to make, like, another move, like,
Mm-hmm.
If you are, but like aren't sure,
Yeah.
like I'm here.
Yeah.
If you want to try. And this dude was just like...
He was also obviously a homophobe. Like, that's
Oh, yeah,
that.
to the
There's
max.
there's no other way to call it. And it sucks. Like, this case is one of the shorter cases that we've done, but it's like one of the, like, not worse, because we've had bad cases,
but it's like, it's a full-blown hate crime.
Yeah, like this actually happened, and the fact that there's a gay panic defense like makes this case even more.
I'm just really glad nobody went for that one.
Yeah,
like, thankfully, like,
yeah,
if he really got scot-free off of all that because of freaking...
Yeah.
And then I don't know. Someone should, like, be held responsible. But then again, he was told, like, it could be a male or a female.
I mean, that's the thing that they tried to play, I think, is that wasn't, like, recorded or anything. It's not like he signed paperwork that said it could be a male or female. But the producers, like, are trying to swear by the fact that they actually told him that. But there's no proof that they did.
And did he ever once say they told him... They never told him that? Or?
I don't know. But they're, like, swearing that they told him that, so.
I think there's many ways to let people down.
Yeah.
Unless they're full-blown, like, stalking you and you really are, like, about to, like, die because they're, like, coming at you, then, I mean, you know, that's a little bit of, like, fight or flight. And it's either you or them. And at that point, I would kind of get it. But,
that wasn't the case here.
The dude was just trying to make a move. He seemed a little confused by you. Just kind of wanted a straight answer. A simple no. Set your boundaries. If he, you know, tried to make another move.
Yeah.
Maybe go for that punch in the SU. Again, that is, like, the most acceptable worst thing I can think of at the moment. Like, I'm not condoning punching people, but, like...
At the same time, just don't go buy a gun and kill somebody. Especially
it's a lot better
because
than
somebody
just
tried to come
them.
on you. I would be flattered. I'd be like, oh, dang. Like,
I'd be like, oh. I'd be like, so I'm just not attractive for females? Like, oh, like, ooh, okay, like what you like about me.
Like, wow, men like me too. Like, why not? Who cares?
I don't know.
But I don't know. I guess that's the difference between homophobia and not having homophobia, is that we don't care if, like, a female wants to come onto us.
Be flattered if somebody finds you attractive. Like, shoot. Like, now you've got it going on for, like, 2 types of people. Like, hey.
Take it. Run with it.
It's better than if nobody was looking at you, so.
Exactly. This case sucked because he obviously shouldn't have died, but I guess we need to get this gay panic defense out of the system for sure. I think there's, like, a few states that have gotten rid of it, like, recently, like 3 years ago. Like, I know California doesn't have it, and I don't think Hawaii has it either, but those are the only ones I remember. But yeah.
Oh yeah, there's some states that are going to stick to it for as long as they can.
Oh yeah.
Have you met the ones that are like, you can't eat here?
Yep. Now to end this video on a more positive note, we're going to talk about the wine that we tried and let you know what we think. So the wine that we have today is a Malbec. Is that how you say it? Malbec?
I would think so. I don't want to know how else you would say it.
And it's called Mendoza, Argentina. The Exquisite Collection. So I'm guessing it's from Argentina. Not California. Yeah. And yeah. That's cool. I guess they have it says it's you can find it in the high altitude wine region. They have a wine region.
Did you know that California's losing our wine region? And
I didn't even know we had wine regions.
Yeah, we did.
Like, just where, like, things grow or what?
Well, I know, like, Napa was, like, a big, like, wine country, but apparently just due to, like, global warming, we're, like, losing I don't even know what we're losing. We're losing everything, honestly. I guess it's just the climate's just not good for it anymore.
What, grapes?
Yeah. Fucking grapes, man. Apparently it's a fucking thing, man. And the way we ferment them. Who fucking knows? I don't even know the process of wine and how it happens, but whatever. So now all of our vineyards and stuff like that are moving to Canada.
Interesting.
I was like,
Yeah, because it's too fucking hot in California. Nobody wants to be here. So it says that it is fruity and juicy and smooth, which, juicy? I don't know what that means. I guess I said it tastes like grape juice, like right when we drink it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess I get the juicy part. It says that the aromas are chocolate dipped prunes. So that's cool. Blackberry, black tea, and vanilla cream. And the flavor is pickled berries and pie crust.
this is a delicious wine, and it sounds like it has everything that I hate.
I guess I do get pickled berries and pie crust. You don't like pie crust?
I just don't like pies. I don't really
It's just
eat
the crust.
pies. Well, I don't even know if I've had crust because I think I've just tried pies in general,
Well, like
and I've never
pastry dough.
even. Okay, yeah, I can do pastry dough. I love pastry. I love dough. Have you met me? Bread all the way.
Exactly. Pie crust.
There you go. Anyway. So it says that it's more dry than fruity, but it's dry yet fruity. My bad. Dry yet fruity, which I can definitely agree because it's not like it's overly sweet, but it definitely is like
It has
fruity.
that dryness too. When you like, wine is so hard to explain, but certain wines that you drink, like your tongue gets dry like right away, you know?
Yeah.
And like that happens, but it's also like
I
has
was
a sweetness
testing it
to
out as you said it.
You're like, oh
It
yeah.
got dry, but then there's still like the little salivation because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
sweet. So I was like, oh, actually saying it. Now, it pairs very well with baked ham, some meatloaf, and lasagna. So at Thanksgiving time, guys, we got you.
We're gonna do a Thanksgiving show, and we're gonna have the same exact wine, and we're gonna be eating ham.
Thank you everybody for watching, and we can't wait to see you next Wednesday. Bye!